The Las Vegas Raiders find themselves at a crossroads in their quarterback situation, and the timing could not be more critical. With Aidan O'Connell sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks due to a fractured wrist, the team suddenly faces a gap that needs to be addressed immediately. For a franchise that had plans to keep 3 quarterbacks, Geno Smith, Aidan O'Connell, and Cam Miller, this unexpected injury throws a wrench into their carefully constructed roster strategy. The initial plan was straightforward: O'Connell as the reliable backup, Geno as the starter, and Miller developing patiently behind them. Now, the Raiders are forced to search for a quarterback who can step in not just as a placeholder, but as someone who can provide stability, game experience, and leadership from the moment they take the field. Pete Carroll, over the weekend, made it clear that the Raiders are actively exploring the market for a quarterback. When he talked about seeking a veteran, experienced player, it wasn't just a throwaway comment. It was a signal of the approach the team is likely to take. Bringing in someone with real NFL experience isn't about taking Geno's job. It's about ensuring that if the starter goes down, the offense doesn't collapse. The Raiders are looking for a quarterback who can execute under pressure, who has faced defensive schemes at the professional level, and who can integrate quickly with both the coaching staff and the existing roster. This is a team that values connections as much as talent. Greg Olsen, their quarterback coach, Chip Kelly in the offensive coordinator role, and even the front office all bring relationships, past experience, and system familiarity into the mix when evaluating potential candidates. That network of knowledge and history cannot be overlooked, especially when the goal is to bring in a quarterback who is ready to contribute immediately. Several names have started to circulate across social media, and while there's a temptation to rank them or treat some as instant solutions, the reality is more nuanced. The Raiders aren't just looking for any player who can throw the ball. They need someone who fits the system, complements the personnel, and has a track record that inspires confidence. Tyler Huntley, for instance, recently became available after being released by the Browns. He has played in 25 NFL games and started 14 of them, showing he has experience, mobility, and the ability to operate under game pressure. Huntley isn't a superstar in terms of stats. His numbers don't jump off the page, but he offers a kind of reliability and versatility that could be valuable for a team in a transitional moment. For a Chip Kelly-led offense, a quarterback who can extend plays, keep defenses honest, and make sound decisions under duress is a necessity, even if that player isn't putting up record-breaking passing yardage. Then there's Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a name that brings a different kind of appeal. Dorian has connections with Chip Kelly, having played 5 seasons under him at UCLA, and he's from Las Vegas, which adds a local flavor to the potential signing. While his NFL track record hasn't been ideal, with 1 touchdown and 10 receptions in limited appearances, the familiarity with Kelly's system and his athletic capability make him an intriguing option. It's the kind of move that blends past chemistry with potential upside. If he gets the right coaching and system support, there's a chance to unlock skills that have yet to be fully realized at the professional level. The Raiders are in a position where calculated risks like this could pay off, particularly if the alternative is relying solely on younger, untested players. Brett Rippon is another quarterback who deserves a mention, recently released by the Minnesota Vikings. While his on-field experience is limited, under 1,000 passing yards in his career with just 4 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, the coaching connections are notable. Kevin O'Connell's influence, Greg Olsen's coaching background, and the broader network of relationships in the NFL mean that someone like Rippon might offer more than what appears on paper. The Raiders have demonstrated an understanding of the value of these connections, especially in situations where a quarterback needs to grasp the system quickly and contribute immediately. For a team navigating a temporary absence of their backup quarterback, these nuances are critical. Then comes Ryan Tannehill, arguably one of the most interesting options. Tannehill has a wealth of experience, having played in over 155 NFL games with more than 151 starts. Though he didn't play last season, his career demonstrates not only consistency, but adaptability. Coming out of Texas A&M, he was a converted tight end who evolved into a capable NFL quarterback, a testament to his athleticism, intelligence, and work ethic. For the Raiders, he could represent the ideal veteran presence, someone who brings both leadership and the ability to execute immediately without overwhelming the budget. While salary considerations are always part of the equation, a player like Tannehill could serve as the stabilizing force behind Geno Smith, ensuring the offense maintains its rhythm even in the event of an injury to the starter. One of the biggest challenges for the Raiders is identifying a quarterback who can step into the role with minimal disruption. Aiden O'Connell was respected for his poise and professionalism, and replacing him is about more than just stats on paper. It's about ensuring that the team maintains continuity, that the younger quarterbacks continue to develop without unnecessary pressure, and that the offense doesn't lose its identity. Veteran experience, coaching familiarity, and adaptability all become non-negotiable traits for the incoming player. The Raiders are not just looking to fill a temporary gap. They're looking for someone who can seamlessly integrate into the system, contribute immediately, and uphold the culture and standards of the organization. As this search unfolds, fans and analysts alike will be watching every move, every report, and every potential signing. The quarterback position is the most scrutinized role in football, and the stakes are high. Whether the Raiders ultimately choose a veteran like Tannehill, a familiar face like Dorian Thompson-Robinson, or someone like Tyler Huntley or Brett Rippon, the decision will reflect the organization's priorities, stability, readiness, and strategic foresight. With roster cuts approaching and the season fast approaching, the clock is ticking, and the Raiders must act decisively to ensure that when Geno Smith takes the field, he does so with confidence, knowing that the backup behind him is not only capable, but also prepared to handle the rigors of NFL competition at a moment's notice. Every quarterback mentioned in this scenario brings a different set of strengths and weaknesses, and the Raiders' front office will have to weigh these carefully. Mobility, accuracy, decision-making, leadership, system familiarity, and personality fit are all part of the equation. This isn't just about throwing the ball effectively. It's about maintaining the integrity of the offense, supporting the development of younger players, and providing a steadying hand in case of injury. A misstep could cost games, disrupt team chemistry, or create unnecessary uncertainty, which is why the Raiders are approaching this situation with deliberate focus. Now, diving deeper into the options the Raiders might explore, it's clear that the strategy isn't just about plugging a hole temporarily. It's about finding someone who can bring stability, leadership, and reliability to the quarterback room. Anthony Richardson, for example, represents a tantalizing mix of raw athleticism and untapped potential. Though his time in Indianapolis ended abruptly, with Daniel Jones taking over the starting role, Richardson has physical tools that are rare in the league. At 6'4", with a rocket arm and exceptional mobility, he's capable of making plays both in the pocket and on the move. The Raiders would have to weigh the potential upside against the inexperience, but in the Chip Kelly offense, a quarterback with dual-threat ability could stretch defenses in ways that are immediately valuable. Richardson isn't a finished product, but he's a player whose ceiling is sky-high, and the Raiders could see this as a low-risk, high-reward option if structured carefully. Jameis Winston offers a different proposition altogether. Winston has been through the highs and lows of an NFL career, and while his statistics have been inconsistent, his presence in a locker room is often described as uplifting. He brings experience, knowledge of the professional game, and the kind of leadership that can steady a young quarterback like Cam Miller. Even if Winston isn't expected to start, he could serve as a bridge, someone who can mentor the younger players while being ready to perform at a moment's notice. His deep ball accuracy, combined with his knowledge of defensive schemes, makes him a solid candidate for a backup role where reliability is key. The Raiders would be looking not just at stats, but at character and locker room influence, and Winston checks those boxes. Case Keenum, meanwhile, is another veteran who might fit seamlessly into the Raiders' plans. Keenum has a reputation as a journeyman quarterback who can come in and manage games effectively. With extensive experience across multiple teams and systems, he's well-versed in adapting quickly to new offensive schemes. While he doesn't possess the athletic explosiveness of someone like Richardson, Keenum's ability to read defenses, deliver accurate throws, and maintain poise under pressure is invaluable. For a team seeking stability behind Geno Smith, Keenum is the kind of player who can step in with minimal disruption, execute the game plan, and ensure continuity in the offense. His presence could also provide a benchmark for younger quarterbacks, showing them what it means to prepare, lead, and perform in high-pressure situations. Teddy Bridgewater, currently with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is another name that brings experience and professionalism to the table. Bridgewater has been through multiple offensive systems, has a reputation as a consummate professional, and has shown the ability to lead teams in both practice and games. While he may not be a high-ceiling starter, his skill set as a reliable backup is undeniable. For a team like the Raiders, having someone with Bridgewater's composure and knowledge could mean the difference between a seamless transition during a starter injury and a potentially disastrous stretch of games. Bridgewater can manage the game, make smart decisions under pressure, and help guide the younger quarterbacks in practice and in preparation. Jacoby Brissett, on the other hand, brings reliability and experience. Having spent years as a backup in Arizona and previously New England, Brissett knows how to operate in a professional environment, understand offensive schemes, and has the physical tools to execute plays consistently. His presence could give the Raiders exactly what they need: a quarterback who can step in without hesitation, maintain rhythm in the offense, and provide a calming influence on the field. For Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, someone like Brissett represents a balance of experience and readiness, ensuring that even if the team faces a mid-season setback, the offense won't collapse under pressure. Trevor Siemian presents a similar narrative to Heineke. While not a household name, Siemian has experience within the league and has shown flashes of the type of quarterback the Raiders hoped Aidan O'Connell would become. His mobility, game intelligence, and professionalism make him an interesting candidate, particularly if the team is looking for someone who can step in and execute without major disruption. His presence could also serve as a stabilizing factor in practice, helping guide younger quarterbacks through the daily grind of preparation, learning the system, and understanding timing and reads. Of course, some names are firmly in the not-happening category. Derek Carr is retired and recovering from injury, and while he remains associated with the Saints, trading for him would be impractical. Shador Sanders is often mentioned, but the Raiders have previously passed on him during the draft and are focused on building confidence in Geno Smith as the starter. Marcus Mariota, while connected to Chip Kelly, is another player unlikely to be acquired given the current depth and plans of his current team. The Raiders are clear. The focus is on players who can contribute immediately, fit into the system, and support the development of younger quarterbacks without causing disruption in the locker room. Every decision here reflects a broader organizational philosophy. The Raiders are not just filling a gap. They're strategically considering how each potential quarterback will impact the team on and off the field. This includes relationships with coaching staff, adaptability to offensive schemes, and the ability to maintain stability during unexpected situations. Every phone call, every evaluation, and every negotiation is viewed through the lens of immediate impact and long-term development. The goal is to maintain offensive consistency, ensure the team doesn't lose momentum, and keep younger players on a path of growth. As the season approaches and roster decisions loom, the pressure to act decisively grows. The Raiders need a quarterback who can manage games, lead the offense, and maintain consistency in the face of injuries or unexpected challenges. This search isn't just a temporary fix. It's a critical component of the team's strategy for the upcoming season. Every candidate brings unique strengths and weaknesses, and the front office must weigh these carefully to make the best possible decision for both the present and future of the franchise. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have been circulating across the NFL landscape for weeks, and now the murmurs have solidified into a shockwave that could redefine the league's power balance. The Raiders have reportedly sealed a blockbuster trade to acquire Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs, a move that has left fans, analysts, and insiders scrambling to digest the implications. Sources close to the teams suggest that the discussions were intense and delicate, reflecting the monumental nature of transferring one of the sport's most elite quarterbacks. Mahomes, known for his explosive arm, improvisational genius, and relentless competitiveness, is not just a player, but a symbol of offensive revolution, and his potential arrival in Las Vegas is being described by insiders as a seismic shift, one that could instantly elevate the Raiders from perennial underdogs to immediate Super Bowl contenders. The Chiefs, in return, are rumored to have received a mix of draft capital and promising talent, though details remain intentionally vague, fueling speculation and debate among the league's faithful. The buzz around the deal is almost cinematic, with sports shows, podcasts, and social media accounts dissecting every possible angle, from Mahomes' fit with new receivers to the impact on the AFC West hierarchy. Conversations in locker rooms and front offices alike are reportedly dominated by theories about how this trade will shape rivalries and strategic planning, creating a sense of anticipation that has rarely been seen outside of draft day or free agency chaos. Experts are already projecting an era of offensive fireworks in Las Vegas, and even casual fans are feeling the gravitational pull of a narrative that combines star power, high stakes, and the tantalizing uncertainty of a completely transformed team dynamic. Observers note that the Raiders' willingness to execute such a high-profile move signals an organizational shift toward bold, aggressive strategies that prioritize instant success over gradual development, a philosophy that has historically produced mixed results but promises high drama. Every rumor circulating about the terms, the personalities involved, and the potential outcomes has only intensified the fervor, with speculation ranging from coaching adjustments to Mahomes' lifestyle adaptation to a new city, each detail feeding a narrative that blends football mastery with almost cinematic storytelling. The trade also reportedly reignites long-standing rivalries within the AFC West, as other teams now face the daunting prospect of contending with a Mahomes-led Raiders team capable of redefining defensive schematics and strategic planning. Every industry insider appears to be analyzing the ripple effects, from how opposing defensive coordinators might adjust to how Mahomes' personal charisma could influence team chemistry and public relations. Rumors also swirl regarding behind-the-scenes adjustments, such as the integration of emerging receivers, tweaks to practice regimens, and even considerations for Mahomes' lifestyle accommodations in Las Vegas, reflecting the holistic approach required when acquiring a player of this caliber. The story has become almost mythic in nature, with fans, commentators, and former players weighing in on potential trajectories, breakout moments, and record-breaking performances, all of which contribute to a palpable tension and anticipation that has engulfed the NFL community. This trade, in essence, is more than a mere player movement. It is a cultural and competitive statement, one that challenges conventional wisdom about team building, risk tolerance, and the transformative power of a single, elite quarterback within the modern game. As the news reverberates through the football world, speculation has taken on an almost theatrical quality, with debates over Mahomes' potential impact on game strategy, offensive tempo, and leadership emerging at every level of discourse. Analysts continue to debate whether Mahomes' leadership style, competitive mentality, and media presence will catalyze immediate success or require a period of adjustment, but the consensus seems to favor optimism given his proven adaptability and history of thriving under pressure. This persistent swirl of rumors, speculation, and analysis has transformed what would normally be a standard trade announcement into an ongoing saga that dominates airwaves, podcasts, and online forums, reflecting the intersection of sports, media spectacle, and fan culture in a way rarely seen in professional football history. The narrative is unfolding continuously, with every interview, insider tip, and practice report adding layers to a story that blends competitive intrigue with the cultural magnetism of a true generational talent. The implications of Patrick Mahomes joining the Raiders extend far beyond individual performances, touching on league-wide dynamics, betting markets, and even the psychology of rival franchises. Rumors suggest that AFC West opponents are urgently reassessing defensive strategies, scouting adjustments, and personnel moves to counteract the anticipated surge in offensive capability. Analysts predict seismic shifts in playoff projections, fan engagement metrics, and television ratings, with Mahomes' presence alone expected to significantly boost attention and marketability for the Raiders. Behind closed doors, league executives are reportedly evaluating the broader ramifications, noting that a single high-profile trade can accelerate trends towards superstar-focused team building, challenging conventional wisdom regarding draft value, depth prioritization, and long-term roster planning. Conversations in sports media circles are increasingly speculative, pondering whether Mahomes' leadership could foster a new culture in Las Vegas reminiscent of dynastic teams, or whether the inevitable pressures will test both his adaptability and the organization's strategic foresight. Fans are also reportedly consumed with imagining scenarios, last-minute drives, playoff clinchers, record-breaking performances, and the intangible energy that a transcendent quarterback can bring to a previously inconsistent franchise. Rumors about coaching philosophies, offensive line configurations, and receiver combinations have dominated talk shows and digital platforms, as observers attempt to forecast not only game outcomes but broader narrative arcs that define team identity, fan loyalty, and media coverage. Financial considerations, such as sponsorship deals, merchandise sales, and market valuation, are likewise whispered about, with Mahomes' star power expected to generate revenue streams that extend far beyond the field. Insiders suggest that the Raiders may also leverage this acquisition to recruit additional talent, signaling to prospective free agents that Las Vegas is now a destination for elite players seeking both competitive success and visibility. Speculation continues about the Chiefs' internal adjustments, roster strategy, and public relations handling of losing a franchise cornerstone, with league watchers debating whether the trade represents a bold masterstroke for Las Vegas or a calculated risk with long-term implications for both teams. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.